Hello, BrickTips here, and welcome back to episode 1 of my new series called BrickTipster Answers, where I take your guys' questions and make long format videos using those for future content. Now, this is episode 1. That means everyone that participated in episode 0, you guys were put into a drawing for not only this Doctor Strange Polybag, but as well as this Star Wars Lego set, and one lucky commenter is going to get this mailed out to them. You'll see who that is a little bit later in this video. And to incentivize you guys still commenting in on this video to help me have content for my next one, I'm going to be giving away these two polybags. We have a Cho Chang Harry Potter polybag, as well as the Star Wars AAT, sorry, as well as I thought a lot of you were kind of like commenting on these on my short video that I posted. These are actually custom printed on actual Lego pieces. They're the Star Wars movie posters. So I thought I'd just start with maybe just giving away Star Wars A New Hope and putting that with these two polybags and getting it out to you. And maybe if you win each week or whatnot, you'll be able to start getting your own collection of the Star Wars movie posters that are printed out on actual Lego pieces. So that is going to be this video's giveaway. So in order to enter that giveaway, to get these two polybags and to start your collection of these Star Wars movie posters, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe, and write your comment down in the comment section below for my BrickTipster Answers episode 2 video that will be coming out in 2 weeks. So not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday after that. So go ahead and write those comments down there, and I really look forward to reading those and getting to those and just kind of hearing what you guys have to say and just having fun answering them. All right, our first question is, what is your favorite Star Wars era / age? Mine is the Clone Wars / Republics. Basically, I would say my favorite Star Wars age, nostalgia, of course, is going to be pulling me back to the Galactic Civil War with the Skywalker storyline, but I truly do love the Old Republic. Now, I don't know if you've seen some of the cinematics from Star Wars The Old Republic, but it is so fun to watch just the cinematics. You're like, I wish the movies were like this, where you have like a ton of Sith and a ton of the apprentices and the masters going against the Jedi as well. You know, the contemporary Star Wars, we always had it where it was just like one master and one apprentice. I think that was after one of the Sith Lords kind of like abolished having, you know, a ton of apprentices and all those types of things. But I really love that age. Bastila, I mean, some of the big ones, Malik and Revan. I definitely have those minifigures as well. I love that playing Knights of the Republic 1 and playing Knights of the Republic 2 and being teased about the return of Knights of the Republic remake. That was just something that I really enjoyed, and I really feel like Lucasfilm and Disney needs to just move away from Skywalker, do something different. Go with the Old Republic. There's so much there, and I just think that you guys should maybe like drop it down in the comments. What do you guys think? Like, do we need more of that Old Republic? Does Disney and just Lucasfilm just need to just clean the slate, let go of the word Skywalker, and do something new and fresh? So that's just kind of where I'm at. Definitely Clone Wars is really awesome as well. We all have our things that we appreciate, but I would just say probably nostalgia pulls to the Galactic Civil War, but then also the Old Republic is definitely there for me as well. Next question goes to AftoYT or YouTube. What advice would you give to someone attending their first Lego convention or fan event? Okay. So it depends, I guess, on which Lego convention you're going to. The ones here in Minnesota, you buy a ticket, and the ticket is in a wave. So that means, let's say your ticket is good from 10 to 12. So between 10 and 12, you get to go there. Typically, it's actually 3 hours, so I'll just say 9 to 12. So you can go there between 9 and 12, and that is what your ticket pays for. Then they'll sweep everyone out, and then the next wave comes in there. So you can't, like, it's not like an all-day pass. I'm thinking Brickwill Chicago might be like an all-day pass, but I'll get to that in a second. With those, you're either going to be like the first in line, so that you're first through the door and get to experience everything without a huge crowd of people there. I enjoy taking pictures and videos of everything and actually using that for content for YouTube. So it's really hard to do that when there's so many people around. So I would just say being first in line, or waiting till about half time of when your wave is over. So like kind of going there maybe at like 10:30, 11 if you feel like, hey, you can look at everything within an hour. And just going there after everyone has gone gotten in, seen everything, and then left. I did a video on actually a Lego convention, how long the line was and just how crazy it was inside of there. So I think kind of either being there the first one, but then you can't really go back and look over things because the flood comes in. But like kind of coming there halfway, through your wave might be actually a really beneficial thing as well. As far as fan events, I haven't really been to any of those. With some some store openings and things like that, yes. But that's what I would say for the conventions. I've not been to Brick World Chicago. I plan on doing that this summer, is my hope. So, but hopefully that was helpful. Next question is actually going to be from this week's winner. Is going to be Gale 40K. So I did a random comment picker and you got it. So go ahead and see the email address that is in the description of this video and send me an email with your address and I'll get this shipped off to you. Congratulations, Gail, on winning that set and that Polybag. But your question was, what theme do you think is currently underrated and could become more popular in the next few years? This actually took a while to kind of think about. Like sometimes your mind goes to dreams. You're like, oh no, that's no way, those types of things. But I would say probably like icons or ideas, because not all those sets are in like Targets and Walmarts. I feel like a lot of parents or people are exposed to Lego sets that come out or new ones because they're entering and they're seeing them in like Target and Walmart. But things that are exclusive, like some of the icon sets, and then some of the idea sets are exclusive to Lego. You're only going to see those at Lego stores and online. Sometimes, certain stores can get them after a certain period of time that they've been only at Lego comes. But I think I would say those two, the icons and the ideas, just for the sake of not very many people see all that's there. Like I've not seen the Enterprise on any store shelves. And of course, I think that's because it's exclusive right now to Lego. But I would say that's probably the underrated one, just because people might not know about these sets that came out. Now, granted, I didn't buy that one. I wanted the James T. Kirk USS Enterprise, not the Next Generation Picard, so I didn't buy that one. But those types of sets I think are probably more on the underrated side of things. Our next question comes from actually 3 people. I'm going to kind of do these all bunched into one. But Metal Meat Man says, which set is your favorite, both in build and visually appealing? Alan FN 2187 says, what's your favorite Lego set that you own right now, and what do you think? Do you think it'll ever be topped for a future release? And then Pokey Gaming ZR2GB says, what is your favorite Lego set? So I would say between all these, my favorite Lego set is in between Lego Rivendell and Lego Barad-dûr. I think those are 2 amazing sets. Going back to, I think it was Alan that said, do I think it'll ever be topped by a future release? Well, I hope so, because that just means Lego is still doing what they're supposed to be doing and still putting a lot of time and effort into these sets, but I don't think so. Rivendell, I think, is amazing, and I think Barad-dûr is amazing as well. I know the Minas Tirith is coming out soon, but that's like going to be a mixture of, I think, micro scale, which I'm not a fan of. I did buy the Harry Potter micro scale, castle, not like the really super big one, but like the one that's kind of like shows the island, if you will, and those kind of things. I think it's a mixture of between a micro scale and like a play scale. I don't know how that's gonna look. I know it's gonna be the most expensive one, but I'm hopeful. We get Gondor soldiers finally in Faramir, but I think it's there. I think that would be where my favorite sets are. I just love the minifigures in Lego Lord of the Rings. I love it. I'm so sorry, Star Wars people, but that we get Sauron in the new Sauron helmet collection, if you will. I'm really sorry everyone else that wanted Lego Star Wars figures in their helmet collections, but it's great that we get a really expensive minifigure from Barad-dûr in a cheaper set like that. But I don't think they'll get topped, but I welcome the challenge, because that means Lego's just doing more amazing sets. The architecture on Rivendell and just the peacefulness that it brings, I just think can't be topped. We'll go to next. Chris AGUG9C says, how much money does your Lego collection cost? My Lego collection costs exactly. And for our next question is, what's one Lego purchase you made that completely surprised you in a good way? And that comes from Diego W24. Diego, I would have to say, and I think I referenced this in BrickTipster Answers episode 0, but the Lloyd, like the Ninjago Lloyd Oni minifigure, was probably one of my best, or I would say fun purchases that surprised me. I wanted the figure, And I'm like, I don't care for Ninjago. I'm really sorry. I like the like classic Ninja, but I don't care for him. I don't have any of the sets, and so I'm like, I just want that minifigure because it looks cool. So I hopped on eBay. I'm like, whoa, that is an expensive figure. I didn't think that. So I'm like, okay, well, if I want it and I don't even care about Ninjago, how many people, including Ninjago fans, want it? So I thought I would just hop onto Lego and go down to the support and click on, just replacement parts, and then click on buy bricks. And then what I did is I took the item numbers there that looked like they were from that set, and then I cross-referenced them to Brick Owl because there was no pictures there, and then it showed the pieces of that minifigure. So I ordered 25 minifigures. There was 11 pieces total if you include the sword and the tassel. So I ordered 25 of them. They were $6.01 a piece, and I resold them for an average of $65 a piece. Some of them higher, some of them a little bit lower. I have some of them on there for $100 right now because they're going up. So that was, I think, one of the Lego purchases that surprised me the most, is just how expensive that minifigure got, and how it really helped me fund like some of my other Lego purchases by just reselling them. So thanks for the question. Brandon Dubs says, do you think the Lego Star Wars Death Star has enough minifigures? I'm assuming you meaning the new one that just came out. So we have had 4 Death Stars. We had like the Death Star 2, which was a UCS. Then we had 2 play scale ones. I think it was in 2016, I think that it came out. You can definitely correct me in the comments. And then one was 2008, and then the other one was 2016, and then we just got this one. So I think it has 38 minifigures in it, and I think it has 6 Stormtroopers, which is definitely a plus, because the previous Death Star had, I think, 2. And that's just horrible. Now, I'm going to say maybe a controversial thing here, but I think the new Death Star does at the 38, because it is a display piece that has dioramas within it. And I feel like if you add more and more and more, it's just going to overcrowd it to where it's just going to look kind of crazy. The previous Death Star having 2 Stormtroopers and a play scale, and that's the key right there. It was play scale. It was meant, I think, for kids. The 2008 and the 2016 one were meant for kids. Yes, very expensive gift, albeit at $400 and something and $500 for those sets respectively. But to have 2 Stormtroopers in a Death Star is just crazy to me. So those ones I think needed more minifigures because kids were playing with them. This, since it's a diorama display, I think the minifigures are great. I think maybe throwing in a couple maybe exclusive ones as a way of, hey, thank you for dropping a band on a Lego set, then yes, definitely. They did do the hot tub Stormtrooper, was great, but like maybe a few more of those just to say, hey guys, thank you for dropping so much money on this Lego Star Wars. So Brandon, thank you so much for the question. Juan 2077M says, if you had to downscale your collection, what would be the hardest theme or set to let go of? I am currently downsizing. I bought a house, and I think when you're a collector, I kind of hoarded them a little bit in my previous place, and knowing like I'm going to have plenty of space to display them everywhere. Well, 1, you don't want your Lego like everywhere. 2, your house is never as big as you want it to be. So I'm currently downsizing right now my Lego collection, but I think the hardest theme to let go of, I would not let go of Lord of the Rings, so I'm going to swipe that off. So the next one would then be Star Wars. Star Wars has a lot of ships, side builds, those types of things. I don't like displaying those as much. I like displaying like scenery or like places. Now Star Wars does have the Master Builder series is one of my favorites, because you got like the Ewok Village, you got like Cloud City, you have the Mos Eisley Cantina. I just want them to make more Master Builder series. Those are the ones that I would keep. I could actually get rid of all the ships, vehicles, and all those types of things and be okay on the inside. But those Master Builder sets, I really like them. They are hard to display though, 100%. I mean, a lot of people did not buy that Cloud City one because it was actually it was very round and flat and laid on the ground like that. And it's like, who could fit that on a shelf, And so I think a lot of people didn't buy those, and now they're regretting it because I think it's like $1,500, $1,600 now. But I think I would say Star Wars would be that one. I really love the icons and the ideas sets as well, and so those would have to be grouped in with the Lord of the Rings. But everything else I think I can let go of, except for those things. I can let go of Harry Potter, Speed Champions, a lot of the other ones. I would have to keep the Great Deku Tree though, for nostalgia from Link, Citizen Z or CBRZ or whatever your name is on YouTube. I really hope Nintendo doesn't take you down and that they hire you to do that remake of Ocarina of Time, because that is a fine piece of work there. So, Juan, thank you for the question. Next one we got from Randy Shelton 1. It says, do you think Star Wars should release more limited edition sets? Okay, so limited edition sets really comes out when it comes to like Comic-Con and special like things like that, maybe special releases when it comes to promo sets. What's kind of focused for this question on the ones that come out like at conventions and Comic-Con. Those are extremely hard to get. They're worth a lot of money. Some of them are serialized, which means that there is a certain, like this is number 5 out of 100 or 5 out of 500. Those are really fun, but for a collector, or especially a collector that wants to collect like maybe all of Lego Star Wars, that is, unless you have really deep pockets, it's gonna be super hard to do. There was one I actually got some, and it was only because of COVID, because they had to cancel like Comic-Con, and so they had 2 sets planned for that. It was, I think, Bespin Duel, the between Luke and Anakin, and the Nebulon B frigate. Those were the 2 sets that were meant for that, and they actually sold those online because of COVID. So I actually did get those, but it is fun having them because they definitely increase in value, and I think everyone looking at their hobby, it's fun when it increases in value. I think like with Pokemon, people that appreciate artwork and then seeing it appreciate in value, maybe even just normal like people that actually buy art like paintings and such, it is fun to see that the thing that you love is loved and appreciated by others, and to see it actually increase in value. It just, I don't know, adds an extra like pizzazz to the fact that you love collecting that certain thing. So I think they could. I do like when they have the promos for the sets. I think Rivendell's promo was absolutely trash, and I didn't care for Barad-dûr's. I mean, it was a good, the Fell Beast was a great one, but I just wanted a way more detailed Fell Beast than that. I do like it when they do that, but sometimes it is frustrating too if you don't have unlimited money or resources to actually go to those places to pick them up. Next question from Cody Q7P says, how do you decide which sets are worth putting into display cases versus keeping them stored? And that kind of goes along with, Capcan. He said, do you prefer displaying large sets fully built or breaking them down and rotating? So basically, if I personally enjoy the set, I have a case for the set that I like, then yes, it is out there, it stays out there, nothing happens to it. I'm very selective what I put out there because I don't want Lego everywhere. I just been very selective, and as well, the case can't just be plain acrylic. I do like buying my cases from Europe. I can put those tags down in the description below. It's Wicked Brick and Bricks Box or something like that, Box Bricks, or I don't know. I always forget that name, but I love those cases. I think they're really immersive. You put your set in it and it just kind of puts a whole picture together. So those are definitely the ones that I keep out. You find something that you enjoy. If you enjoy and that's something that you enjoy seeing every day, then great. That's what this is for. And other people can definitely benefit from it. But the key is, are you happy with it? Do you enjoy seeing that every day? Well, then great. That's what you should have out there. I think our last question is going to come from Chill Guy T1W, which says, why do you think Lego is making their sets so expensive? Now, Chill Guy, I'm going to say a couple of things. If you actually go back and look at the prices of Lego sets, like back when I was a kid, or maybe when you were a kid, or maybe you are a kid, who knows? But you have to take into consideration inflation. Now, if you do an inflation calculator, you actually might feel like they're pretty on par, maybe a little bit more premium now. I think back in the day, they didn't make as many custom molds as they do for us nowadays. Those types of things. I think a lot of that, they make us, I think, feel that cost of it. If they have to make a bunch of new molds, they give that cost to us as the consumer. Definitely price per piece is definitely out there, and some sets are just horrendous compared to others, but don't buy at MSRP. Don't buy at retail. Wait for them to go on sale, like Pokemon cards. Some people, like the Mega Charizard XEX card came out, or pre-orders were going like for $1,000 or like at least $900, and then that card tanked to like $430 till it rebounded to about between $500 and $600. Like, sets they will go on sale. A lot of times you can always find sets for like 20% off, and it is not a big deal whatsoever. Just wait for those sales to come. The only time I believe you should buy at MSRP is if you're getting a promo set with it. So I'll give you an example. Jabba's Sail Barge. I bought that one. It's a $500 Lego Star Wars set, but it came with a promo lightsaber. I think it was Luke's lightsaber that came with that one. I sold that lightsaber for $200, $198 on eBay. That went towards paying for the actual set that I wanted. Would I have liked to keep the lightsaber? Yes. Was it worth $200 to me? Absolutely not. So I buy at MSRP, but I'm getting something for free that I can resell to help the cost. Lord of the Rings example, the Shire came out. The Shire had a way better promo than the other two promos, and that was the Smeagol and Deagle promo set. I was able to resell that one to help pay for the actual set. Now, I did buy 2 Shires, so I still have one, Smeagol and Deagle set, but I was able to sell one of the other Smeagol and Deagle sets to help fund the cost of, that second Shire. So I think you should only buy an MSRP if you're getting something free with it that's actually worth something to get. For instance, the Pokemon Trio. Because I just bought a house, I'm not buying things. I should have bought the Trio. That promo set, the badge collection, is selling on average of $300 for that free set. The set itself was $600. That means it's 50% off if you resell it. Now, granted, eBay fees are about 15%, but still, you get what I mean. It helps to buy those things and resell those promo sets to help fund your hobby, because yes, you are right, Chill Guy, Lego is expensive, but there's ways around it to help fund your hobby, so you're not always using new money, your new allowance or your new paycheck to be able to buy it. You're able to do what, for instance, when I'm buying and reselling minifigures like the Ninjago figure, to help fund that hobby so it's not such a huge expense to you. So that will conclude BrickTipster Answers episode 1. I so ask you guys to please comment in the comment section below any additional thoughts that you had. If you want to ask a question below, just you can clarify that it is for the next one. I think in the description I'll kind of write something of maybe write this first before you ask your question, then I'll know that it's the question that you want answered in episode 2. Again, those polybags as an extra incentive, along with one of the movie tiles, is going to be your giveaway for episode 2. I'm just doing that to incentivize it, because some people just hate commenting on videos, but it really helps me build my channel. Please go ahead, and if you want to enter in that giveaway, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and then add that comment down below in this video. And in 2 weeks time, not next week Sunday, but the Sunday after that, I'll go ahead and post that next video with that giveaway winner on that one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Have just a great 2 weeks until we see you, and please go ahead and drop those comments below. I look forward to reading them. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.